You cannot make this up. It is said that the current administration, the president, is or has won a lawsuit for $1 billion, $1.7 billion, and he's going to allocate those funds to the January 6th insurrectionists. This is the most insane thing that I ever heard. And yet, on the other hand, they always be talking about, there's no money for the reparations of the cruelty of the institution of slavery, the kidnapping, and right now in the day, holding so-called blacks as prisoners of war of that initial conflict. Yet, we're going to have these people that go and try to overthrow the transfer of power, the legal process, and now they're being treated like victims, and they're going to be paid because this is what white nationalists do. So-called white nationalists, treasonous to the United States Constitution, treasonous to the people that really comprehend what's going on. We have a madman in the house. We got a wannabe king, a wannabe dictator, and people, if y'all don't comprehend what's going on right now with this, the manipulation of these funds and to justify and do it right in front of so-called white, so-called black people's face, because you know what they're trying to do? They are trying to put the bait out there so black people can jump out there and start some type of, insurrection or revolution, whereas though that they can utilize that as the reason why they want to call martial law and lock this spot down. Because this is the most disrespectful, unintelligent, deranged thing that a person that really have a brain that can think about. Those people that ran up in the Capitol, that assaulted the Capitol Hill police, destroyed the property of the United States, they're being rewarded for their barbaric, their criminal acts. And then we had the victims of an encroachment on our land and our people, and all types of nefarious acts took place, such as first it was kidnapping, then it was false imprisonment, and then it was slavery, and in the process of all that, rape, murder, intimidation tactics, cutting off limbs, splitting open the bellies of mothers, separating families. This was the cruelest act that has been recorded in modern day time, and there is no compensation for it. And so-called black people, it's just like the brother minister said, we some suckers, we some chumps. We're letting these devils do what they do every day in front of our faces. They keep on playing with us. They think we ain't about that life. It's a double-edged sword. It's damn if we do, damn if we don't. I know that some people want to be in compliance with this, but we're going to wait till it's too late. Then we're going to be in a position where though we're going to be fighting for our lives and the lives of our children because we didn't act, promptly when this first attack came down by this white nationalist, this so-called, leader of the free world, this devil incarnated, the son of perdition. Man, we have to be more conscious. They don't want you to be conscious. They don't want you to be awake. They don't want you to be aware so they can keep on running white nationalist, white supremacist ideology in plain sight. They're running the same old play. What they call that? They remixing it and putting it back out there. Same old thing. This is why the attack on the different types of social programs. Those attacks were directed at so-called blacks. Then we got the want to roll back, laws that when and they doing it and we ain't doing nothing. They're doing it and the Democrats is with them. Don't never think that these Democrats, these devils, are not with the devils on the right. The same, different wings on the same buzzer. Man, we have to make a new way for ourselves. If they don't want us here, I don't think that's the issue. They want to enslave us again. They want more free labor. They want what their forefathers had. That's why they want to make America hate again. This is evident. And if you think otherwise, you've been drinking that juice. You see what this devil has been doing ever since he done got into the political office. And a lot of people they was with it, but as the plan started to unravel, now they saying that it's not the best of their interest. Even so-called whites see that this man plan and employ is to dismantle and destroy the United States of America. Because you know why? Because it's not about the United States. It's about the United Snakes of America. It's about the United Snakes of corporate America. It's about the United States of the billionaire millionaire club. And you know who they are. You don't know who all of them are, but you know enough that they're running corporate America and they're funding the government and they're lobbying situations to make things that happen from Israel over to these businessmen, these tycoons all the way around the world. These people do not have the best interest of the American people. That's why the revolution took place back in 1776 because of the British was playing with the people. Now this man right here, he playing with the people beyond recognition. And you know what? As long as the people keep taking it, he's gonna keep on pushing because that's what he's doing, pushing the boundaries and see what he can do. And then if it get pushed back, he pivot and go in a different direction. You haven't been hearing too much about ICE, immigration, and all that because the pushback start coming, and then they are making a new route and try to come through the back door. And if the house gotta burn, the house gotta burn. Babylon, burn, baby, burn. And we are the resistance. We cannot continue to be docile in the midst of a tyrannical government in 2026. I see if it was back in the early 1900s or something when people didn't know. We know. We get information every day. And these devils don't have no good means for the whites, for the so-called blacks, the Asians, the Hispanics, the other people that came from other places around the world. It's like it's always been. We got the upper class, we got the aristocrats, and they want people to serve them. Why they don't have a backup plan for AI, which they know that's going to stop jobs and, operations and things like that. They know that AI is coming to take over a whole lot of things because this is AI's purpose. But the whole thing about humanity, they're not making a rebuttal plan so humanity can continue to operate, side by side with AI. They want us to think that AI is the enemy. No, we know that you're the enemy. You're the enemy, and you're the enemy. Anybody that roll with this administration, you're the enemy to the progress of the people. Y'all rolling with the devil. And you know what? Y'all gonna get what the devil gonna get in the end. When I'm talking about devil, I'm talking about negative, dynamic energy that you're putting out there. You hate people without a cause because of the lies of your forefathers, and you want to justify being privileged. You want to justify the insanity of your entitlement. We got to do better. And this is not about so-called black and white thing. This is about a power structure that is using the feeble-minded amongst the European Caucasian so-called race and the imbeciles in the other nationalities that think this is the best way to go for the future of America. America, you're doomed. America is going to fall. America, Babylon, Babylon the Great, she has fallen and has been made a den to all types of creeping things and fowls of the air. Burn, Babylon, burn.